After going over the most common foods that cause acne in my previous video, today I would like to talk about some popular seemingly healthy foods that can also cause acne but many people are not aware of. I consider myself pretty conscious and self-disciplined when it comes to healthy eating. And during my past 7-year acne journey, I quit eating all kinds of junk foods and fast foods, and I barely had any desserts, ice cream, most dairy products, or pastries. But my skin was still breaking out constantly, even when I didn't have any stress or sleep problems. And I did notice some pattern that I would get breakouts after eating some kinds of foods that I always assume healthy. It wasn't until later, after I started digging deeper into the links between foods and acne, I came to realize that many of the so-called healthy foods in my diet are actually problematic for acne-prone skin. And the following are 8 very popular ones that may surprise you. Please keep in mind that I'm not asking you to avoid all the foods here because everyone's triggers are different. Some of them may or may not make you break out. But it's still very important for you to be aware of these foods so you can find out if any of them are the causes of your acne. Number 1. Most breakfast cereals and instant oatmeals. Breakfast cereals with milk is one of the most common foods people eat for breakfast. If you are like me in the past, you probably assume that they are healthy with all the added essential nutrients on the labels. Many brands advertise their cereals as fat-free, heart health, less sugar, rich in fiber, and whole grains. But in fact, they are pretty much all the same, high on both the glycemic index and the glycemic load, and can cause blood sugar spikes and insulin levels rise, both of which can lead to breakouts and wrinkles. Same as breakfast cereals. Instant oatmeals are marketed with all kinds of healthy labels, but they are actually just as bad as breakfast cereals. Instant oatmeals are processed to cook more quickly, so it is digested faster by your body, which in turn raises blood sugar levels more quickly, making it a high GI and GL food that's bad for acne. Number 2. Most whole wheat breads and many other wheat products. Whole wheat bread is another food often marketed as healthy and nutritious, but in fact, most whole wheat breads on the market are made of refined enriched flour instead of 100% whole wheat or whole grains, making them high on both the glycemic index and the glycemic load, and bad for acne-prone skin. Besides their high GI and GL scores, they are also a source of gluten, which can be damaging to the gut and bad for the digestive system among people who are sensitive to it. If you have gut inflammation and digestion problems, the signs can show up on your face as breakouts. Although not everyone is sensitive to gluten or has skin problems from eating wheat products, there are still quite a lot of people claiming that they get clearer skin after being on a gluten-free diet. So if your diet is full of gluten-containing foods and your skin is breaking out constantly and you also notice signs of digestion problems, you can try eliminating wheat products from your diet, along with rye and barley products, which also contain gluten, for a certain period to see if it makes any difference. Number 3. Peanuts, peanut butter, and peanut oil. Peanuts and peanut butter are usually considered as nutritious foods and they are many people's favorite. But if you have acne-prone skin, you need to be more careful about the amount you consume. Peanuts contain androgens which can increase oil production in the skin. If you are also sensitive to peanuts, the allergens in them can promote inflammation. Increased oil production and inflammation are 2 of the direct factors that can cause acne. Also, most peanut butter you purchase from the supermarkets are processed with vegetable oils. making them high in omega-6 fatty acids. Consuming too much omega-6 fatty acids compared to omega-3 fatty acids can lead to inflammation in your body, making your acne worse. Similarly, peanut oil is one of the vegetable oils that are high in omega-6 fatty acids, and too much can be bad for your skin. Number 4, nuts. Nuts in general have a good reputation as nutritious and healthy, backed by many doctors and nutritionists. Some experts recommend eating other nuts like cashews and almonds as better alternatives to peanuts for acne-prone skin. However, if you snack on them with no portion control because you believe they are healthy and it's okay to eat as many as you want, your skin could end up paying the price. That's because most nuts contain much more omega-6 fatty acids than omega-3 fatty acids. When you eat too many of them, the ratio of omega-3 fatty acids to omega-6 fatty acids in your body can get out of balance and thus leading to inflammation. Another acne-causing reason is similar to peanut snacks I mentioned earlier. Most nuts on the market are highly processed snacks loaded with vegetable oils, salt, or added sugar. Too many of them are bad for your acne. So you should always check their ingredients list. Even nuts labeled as unsalted are often processed with vegetable oils. Raw nuts are definitely the healthiest choice, but you should still eat them in moderation and be careful not to go overboard because it's so easy to do so with just a handful of snacks, especially when you are hungry or when you are mindlessly snacking when watching TV. About this, I have a confession to make. I never touch processed nuts because I had known for a long time that they are bad for my skin. But when I have raw nuts like raw cashews and almonds, I just couldn't help snacking more than I should have. Although I did check the ingredients list and make sure only the nuts there, nothing else added, I still have pimples pop up on my face after my indulgence. In my case, even the healthiest raw nuts, when consumed too much, can still give me acne. So no matter what the experts and health publications say about how good certain foods are for people in general, you should still listen to what your body or your skin is telling you. Number 5, dry fruits. Besides nuts, dry fruits is another popular food many bloggers and gurus in the healthy eating niche recommend as a better alternative to other convenient foods when you need a quick bite or crave for some snacks. And that was what I did in the past. I seldom touch cookies, chips, or candy bars because I knew they were bad for my skin. So I always reach for the mixed nuts and dry fruits because I thought they were healthy and full of nutrients. However, I did notice a pattern that every time after I indulged myself in these healthy snacks, my skin would break out. Later, I realized that they may be good for other people in general, but not really for my acne-prone skin. Dry fruits are full of healthy nutrients, containing a lot of fiber and antioxidants. But because dry fruits are much smaller than the fresh fruits from which they are made, it's easy to consume more than you should. Dry fruits are high in calories and sugar, and often eaten as handful snacks. When they are eaten in big portions, it can lead to excessive sugar intake. Another concern is similar to the nuts I mentioned earlier. Dry fruits on the market are often processed with vegetable oils and added sugar to make them sweeter and tastier. These dry fruits loaded with vegetable oils and added sugar are even worse for your skin. Number 6, fruit juice, including those freshly made. Fruit juice is always marketed as a health drink packed with nutrients and antioxidants, so many people assumed it's good for their skin. But the truth is, commercially bottled juice contained added sugar, and together with the natural sugar in fruit, They can cause blood sugar spikes in your body, leading to inflammation and excess oil production in the skin. If you are already aware of the added sugar in commercially packaged juice, you may think you will just opt for 100% fruit juice or those freshly made. There's no doubt that they are better than the bottled juice with added sugar, but unfortunately, they could still be a culprit of breakouts. That's because the fiber is gone in fruit juice compared to whole fruits. And fiber is an essential nutrient for preventing blood sugar spikes, and is one of the reasons why whole fruits have low glycemic load values even though they are so sweet. Another reason is consumption portions. For example, it's normal to just eat one orange, but when you drink orange juice, one glass contained several oranges. That's several times of sugar intake you get from just eating one orange. Number 7. Commercially bottled smoothies. Smoothie is another food often marketed as healthy and quite popular in the wellness world. Many different ingredients can be added to make a variety of smoothies, so you need to be careful about what type of smoothies you are drinking. Most commercially bottled smoothies you purchase from the supermarkets, smoothie stores, or order from restaurants tend to be loaded with added sugar and may contain ice cream, frozen yogurt, milk, protein powder, honey, or maple syrup, all of which could potentially cause acne. So if you want to drink smoothies, it's better to make it at home by yourself with the right healthy ingredients that are good for your skin. Number 8. Whey protein powder and related products. Whey protein may sound unfamiliar to you, but it is quite popular among athletes, bodybuilders, fitness models, and people working out at the gym trying to build muscles. It is a byproduct from the cheese-making process and is one of the primary proteins in dairy products. There were studies showing that whey protein powder can trigger a large amount of insulin and IGF-1 increase. Both can contribute to acne. Also, many whey protein powders contain added sugar and flavors to make them taste better, but can potentially make your acne worse. Besides the powder form, whey protein is usually added into protein bars, shakes, smoothies, and meal replacements, so you need to be careful about these other products too. So that's all for today about the 8 popular healthy foods that could potentially make you break out. Please comment below to let me know what kind of food step you notice or think may be the causes of your acne. And if you like what you hear, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you soon in my next video.